Cheers.
Cheers. Well, it's that time again.
I'm Susan.
And I'm Annie.
And this is
Two friends,
One Chat.
Wow, that was a good one.
Well, I mean, we're good at this. They already know we're professionals. We're not classy, but we're good.
I love that. We're not classy, but we're good.
We're good at what we do.
We're good at what we do.
And good at being who we are.
Yes.
Oh.
Oh, you know what? I was just...
Look at us being strength-based with ourselves.
I was just reflecting with a coworker about how wonderful it is to be aging. Because I feel like there's so much I have confidence and in my abilities. I have confidence in just walking into a room. Like, just, yeah.
I have to say, I don't physically love aging, but like
Fair.
mentally and emotionally,
It's the bomb.
it's nice.
I agree with
nice.
that. It is hard to, like, have, like, joint aches.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like, what the?
I don't love that.
No.
Yeah. Sure. Or the fact that I can't just play the Nintendo Switch and look up and see far away anymore. It's like my eyes are like, whoa, girl.
What's going on? Where
Whoa.
am I?
Yeah. There's a lot of that is not great.
I love it.
But just being confident coming into my own and just being like, like, I am ridiculous and I love it and I embrace it and it is who I am.
Yes,
And,
right?
like, yeah.
And just that feeling of like not having to like prove anything to anybody.
Yes.
Like,
yeah.
You know what matters? What I think about me.
Mm-hmm.
That's what matters the most.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So.
Yeah. And I'm going to tell you that so nicely.
Oh!
But also...
Nicely, respectfully, your opinion about you matters for you.
I love that for you.
Love that for you. How
Mm.
you think and feel about me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Remember when we were little and that would just crush us?
Oh my God. I was completely reliant on external affirmation to exist as a child and young adult. I mean, it's kind of normal for that, but I needed to be affirmed to even feel like I existed.
Yes.
And that's hard on you. Like,
I still remember when I first started therapy, I was probably around 19.
Yeah.
And a therapist asked me something around like, well, what do you want? And I literally had no idea because, like you said, my life only revolved around what other people needed from me.
Oh, man.
And to this day, I think I still struggle with this. I'm obviously a million times better.
Yeah.
But still, like, trying to figure out just on my own, what do I need or want? It's crazy.
That's real.
It's crazy.
That is one of the detriments to... Because I think we're not alone in having that experience, particularly as females, that you are what you do in the fact that, like, you are how you perform.
Right.
And if that's your existence, then you are relying completely on external factors to, exist. And it is so hard on you because then you're always, it's almost like you're always working, right? Like, you can't... Kind of like the hypervigilance # throwback, you're going to miss things like being in the moment or...
All of it. You miss all of it.
The sunrise or, just all of that because it is, it also is a fast track to codependence.
Bam.
Yeah. Choo-choo!
Just right on that fast track. Just, not even a choo-choo train. That's kind of slow. I mean, we're like on the Max line.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
You're like on that streetcar. Just straight there. Yeah, 100%.
You guys, when I made the choo-choo noise, it really startled my little
chihuahua.
Startled
Brady. Bless your heart.
Man,
it's all right.
You're okay, girlfriend. I promise.
Good job.
No trains. No real trains.
No
just
real
us hanging
trains
out.
Here. We're good.
Just 2 friends, 1 chat, and 3 dogs.
Yeah. Hey, Annie.
Hey, what's up, Susan?
How are you?
I'm feeling pretty good.
Oh, good.
Yeah. How are you?
Good. I'm not great.
Oh. Tell me more.
Oh, look at that. Look at you. Really, I'm not great, but that was just a little intro into...
I loved it.
Into what we're talking about today for reals, which is, it's okay...
Yes.
...to not be okay.
Yes.
I think often, and you obviously, because you had an appropriate response, right?
Yeah.
Like, tell me more. And I might tell you more, depending on the situation, where we are, what we're doing. I might say, but it wasn't like, oh, no, there's something wrong with you, we need to fix it. You just asked for more information about how I'm feeling.
Yeah.
But I think outside of our relationship.
Yeah.
Right? You tell someone you're not doing great.
Yeah.
Or you're just like, okay, I guess. Like, they're going to be like, oh, no.
Yeah.
And when we respond in that way, without knowing it, we're telling that person that they're not okay, right?
Oh.
That not being great, or doing great, or answering with a happy tone means you're not okay, right? Wow. There's something wrong with you if you're not responding with, you're the happiest, most wonderful you've ever been in your whole entire life, right?
Yeah.
And I think we need to stop that.
I think that's great because it puts the onus, if you react that way, on the person to somehow get their shit together in that moment and feel that pressure. And by the way, under that pressure, it's not going to get better.
That's not going to help.
Yeah.
If I need help at all, which again, I don't think we do. Because I think it's okay to not be okay sometimes.
It is.
It doesn't need to be fixed. It doesn't need to be helped. Just shit's going down right now. You just need to sit in that.
Yeah.
And I'll get through it, right? But you're right. When we respond with a, oh no.
Yeah.
Or why?
Oh.
Like, why not great?
Yeah.
Right? When we respond in that way, we're putting that on that other person to now not only feel the pressure of not being what they need to be, but now do they need to, like, support you?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So now they feel like their feelings have affected you.
Yeah.
So I can't even not be okay because it might somehow affect the person I'm talking to, right?
Yeah.
And it's just this vicious cycle.
Yeah.
I think that we get into because for some reason, society thinks we all need to be happy all the time.
Yeah.
I mean, look at social media. We talk about this often, right?
Yeah.
People only post their best, most wonderful, most perfect pictures and days and
filters.
Things, which is part of why, personally, I post my shitty stuff.
Oh, I love that.
I post my bad days. I post my cry faces.
Yeah.
I post I'm crying in the shower.
Yeah.
I did a black and white photo of the drain. I've done it. You can go check my Insta.
I love that.
Because that is life. And I want to be a safe space for people to know that it's not just that trip I took. It's not pool time at Annie's, right? It's not just these wonderful, amazing things in life, but this is the other piece of life, and that's okay too.
Yeah.
And not only is it okay for you to feel those things, but to share those with people.
Yeah.
Right? They don't need to be hidden.
Yeah.
Your bad days don't need to be hidden.
I love this concept because it's sort of like kind of redoing, or my thought is, if you learn the idea that it's okay to not be okay as like in reference to your own self, it will change the reactions you have to people that are struggling too. Like, and I think it's a kind of undoing the cycle, right? It's taking the cycle from going down and moving it to like maybe going up of like, so it really, I feel like one thing I learned in exploring social work and working with like populations going through really difficult times was, my first reaction used to be, young, you would say, like let's redo our role play. You're like, oh, I'm actually not doing well.
Great, not doing real well.
This would have been my reaction. Oh my gosh, I am so sorry. Which then all of a sudden puts the onus on you to say, no, it's okay, when it's not. And that's, like...
Right? Yes!
Yes, and so, like, I have really learned that, like, I mean, if someone's going to tell me that they're not having a good day, I want to give them options to talk about it. That's what I want. Yes. That's what I feel like my... Yes. I want to just be a space that they can use at that point, like... and so it's really funny because we didn't practice that, and that is what comes out. Tell me more.
Yeah.
I'm so, because I am, you're like my best friend, so I'm very interested. I really want you to tell me more, I mean, I have backstory too to know circumstances, so that's a little bit easier, but that's not part of the role play, but okay. But I do like this idea of like really internalizing that for yourself too, that, and I think because of my personal experience, the reason I would say I'm so sorry came from a good spot, right? Because I have like a spectrum understanding of sometimes when people say they're having a bad day or a hard day, it means that they are suicidal, right?
Right.
So like this large spectrum, and I think we need to kind of even that out a little bit and understand that like having a bad day doesn't mean that you have to protect this person from like self-harm. I mean, you'll know cues and we will provide tools for that.
Yes.
But I think it does a disservice to jump to the worst case scenario of someone saying like, I'm having a bad day.
Right.
That's okay. I mean, it sucks. Like, can I sit with you? Can I, like that's where
And I do think that, I mean, there's really kind of two little lanes I wanted to visit with this. And one is the response of people, like you're saying, like, I think we need to, in a perfect world, step back even more and don't ask me how I'm doing unless you really want to know how I'm doing.
Love that.
Right? Let's get better at not just faking how are you.
Yeah.
If you can say, hey, good to see you in the office, right?
Yeah.
Like, you can still be nice and kind and chat with people without asking them how they're doing if you're not truly ready to hear how they're doing.
Yeah.
Because if I'm having a bad enough day, I'm going to tell you, right?
Yeah.
And then you're not going to have a time to respond to me appropriately. So I think, one, we need to, as just people asking people how they're doing or how their day is, being really honest with ourselves of, do I have the like time and capacity to hear their true answer? And I want to be the kind of person that you can tell me.
Yeah.
That's right. The other thing. Some people maybe don't care and don't want to.
Yeah.
If I ask you how you're doing, I truly want you to tell me how you're doing. I don't want you to tell me you're fine if you're not fine.
Yeah.
And that doesn't mean we have to go into it. That doesn't mean we have to fix anything. But I want to be a safe space.
Yeah.
So really, as just a person navigating through the world, be thoughtful.
Yeah.
Of asking people.
I like that
question. But I also think it's important to look into ourselves and know that it's okay to not be okay.
Yeah.
Right?
I think that's a huge one.
It's huge. And I've been doing, and I'll dig a little into why things are not great right now, right?
Yeah.
Things are rough. They're on a lot of things, but my cat was recently hit by a car and passed away. That was extremely traumatic for me.
It's sad.
On top,
It's fucking sad, man.
On top of like a very busy work week, and I got a speeding ticket, and like all these things are piling on top of each other, and I'm not okay. I'm not great.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean my life has stopped. That doesn't mean I can't still go to work and do my job and be there for the people I need to be there for. I think sometimes people think, or it feels like it, right?
Yeah.
That if you're not okay, you need to stop and fix that.
Oh, yeah.
Well said. Too, right?
Well said.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, sometimes it's just like, this is just a shitty day. No one can fix this. It's just a bad day.
Yeah.
I'm not doing great. I'm not going to fake. I don't have even, honestly, this week, I don't even have the capacity to fake that I'm okay with you.
Yeah, good.
But that doesn't mean I need anything or I need you to fix it. I just need to be sad and angry and upset.
Yeah.
But I can still do my job. I can still be okay as a person.
Yeah.
And not be okay emotionally in the moment with what I'm dealing with.
I love this perspective on a lot of different levels. And I think the first one I really love is that you can experience a spectrum of emotions, anger, sadness, fear.
Yes.
You can do that and not harm the people around you.
Yes.
And it's so important to, because everyone's gonna feel those feelings at some time.
Yeah.
So you need to be able to be confident that you can be angry.
Yes.
And not do damage to those around you.
Yes, 100%.
And that comes with learning skills and processing and letting yourself, just like you said, letting yourself not be okay.
Yeah.
You can be angry. Let's find a way to be angry and do that in a way that doesn't harm.
Right. That's healthy and appropriate and is not hurting others.
Absolutely.
Or myself.
I promise you it can be done.
Oh, yes.
It does take work.
Of course it does.
Especially if it was modeled for you poorly.
Yeah.
Which for most of us, it was modeled. You know, like, even examples on TV, you know, like, but I think this is what I love about kind of what you're talking about is when we can give people confidence in feeling that spectrum of emotions appropriately, you will feel confident to not be okay.
Yes.
And when someone tells you they're not okay, your first reaction isn't going to be, we got to fix this or shit's going to get bad.
Right.
You know, like.
Right. Yeah. It's not a dangerous thing to not be okay every time.
I love that.
It's not dangerous.
It's necessary.
It's necessary.
Yeah.
It's necessary. And I think, and on the same kind of track that you were talking about, I think it's okay to not be okay and know when you need to ask for help too. Yeah. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
For me, it was like, there's nothing to do. No one can fix this. I just need to be in my emotions. But for some people, I want them to know it's okay to not be okay and to be able to say, I'm not okay and I need help with this thing.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yes.
Both exist.
Absolutely. I love that. You know, kind of in reflecting on this, I'm seeing how my original gut reaction, right, to this, like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry, really comes from, like, when I experienced those big emotions, what was modeled for me was there was a lack of safety.
Yep.
Like, and so when the adults in the home had those feelings, I was unsafe.
Yes.
And I can see how that has, I have goosebumps making this connection, how that has shaped my perspective of, and the same, even internally for myself, if I'm not okay, I'm like, oh my God, something's wrong, and it causes almost a panic, which is going to lead to, of course, my BFF anxiety.
Yes.
You know, like, and so I'm seeing how those cycles.
It all ties together.
Gosh. Holy cow. Like,
she legit has goosebumps.
I'm covered.
Yeah. For reals. For reals.
I guess this is a really, if you have never paid attention to your reaction.
Yeah.
When someone says, like, I'm not doing well.
Yeah.
Like, and I hope you're analyzing that now, because this might be a really powerful tool.
This is big.
Oh my God.
If you're in the space that you can hear this, and really kind of internalize it and really like dig, this could be really big. And not everyone's going to be at that spot. Some people are going to get kind of maybe a more surface level of like, you know, I'm going to stop asking people how they're doing unless I really am ready to hear that. Like, and that's great too, right?
I love that.
Any step you get out of this is good. But for some people, this is going to be big. Yeah. This is going to be big.
Oh my gosh.
To hear how you respond and why are you responding in that way? What in your life has led you to be that way? Or to respond in that way, not be that way. I don't like that phrasing, but
I totally hear you, and I feel exactly what you're saying, because that's kind of the moment I'm having right now. It's like, oh my goodness, like, having no, you know, what I do love is about intention, right? When even as a young person, when I would say like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry, my intention was to basically keep everybody safe, right?
Of course.
So like, I love that, but sometimes. And this is why I think it's so important that we take the time to think about it's okay to not be okay. Right? Like, just meditate on those things. Mm-hmm. Because even with the best of intentions, and like literal automatic responses, right? Yeah. It puts way too much onus on that other person who just is struggling, right?
Who's struggling for whatever reason, right?
And now they have to be like, oh no, it's okay, it's okay. Right. Like, oh no, you know, and I'll still catch myself, real talk. Like, I'll say I'm sorry, but I will usually over-communicate. Be like, oh man, I'm so sorry. Like, and explain that I'm sorry that this is empathetically happening to you because I care about you quite a bit. Right. And then, you know, lead into options. But, you know, I don't have the perfect response every time. I did it in our role play. I'm really proud of that. But, like, you know,
Well, and it's being open. Yeah. Right? I mean, no one's ever going to have the perfect response for every single time. Yeah. It's just not. if I knew that, I'd give it to you. I'd specifically give you that tool that says you should say this. But every relationship is different. Every situation is different. So it's just, I think the biggest piece is don't ask unless you're actually ready to hear.
Love that.
Right?
Yep.
As a listener, trying to do that. Mm-hmm. But for me, more importantly, I want people to know it's okay to not be okay. Yeah. That doesn't mean there's something wrong with you. Yeah. That doesn't mean you're broken or something needs to get fixed or you're doing it wrong. It just, life sucks sometimes. Yeah. And if we don't learn how to process and sit with those, well, they'll come out somewhere else, right? We talk about that often. They will pop out somewhere else. Yeah. Because we thought, no, I can't tell everyone I'm having a shitty day, right? I have to be fake and tell everyone I'm fine. And then later, I scream at the dogs. It's not the dog's fault the cat died, right? Yeah. That might have happened day one, okay? But I quickly processed through all of that and got to where I needed to.
Of course. I think this can spur a really important conversation too. I know we talk about this a lot. Like, have a therapist in your tool belt.
Yes.
Because, like, I'm realizing if you are hearing us say, like, that, like, the second half of this is guided for you to just be okay not being okay.
Yeah.
And if you can't do that, I am guessing that there is fear and anxiety attached to feeling those feelings.
Yeah.
Probably because you were unsafe when you saw it modeled for you.
Probably.
And I just am, like, really making that connection, and I want people to, if that is you, reach out to your therapist and let's spend some time talking that out, because I think we both want people to feel okay not being okay.
Yes.
And to have that not be a danger flag.
Exactly. Yeah. I think just like everything we talk about here, if this is like major, like raising some major flags or opening a box you weren't expecting. Yeah. Yes. I do think you might need to like time out, pause, and maybe get some more serious support around this. Yeah. And I think that happens with a lot of our tools, right? Yeah. They can be very surface level and light, and they can really hit some things or trigger some things for people. So listen to that. If that's happening to you right now, if you're feeling that, if you're getting those bumps and making some connections, and maybe it's time to dig a little more with a therapist on that.
It's funny because I can see how, like, really working on my pre-work and, like, things like that, I almost, had I not done all that pre-work and understanding, like, the lack of safety I had as a kid, we talked, you can hashtag throwback to core wounds. It's a pretty intricate narrative, actually, to launch into our series coming up, of my understanding of how, of the lack of safety I had as a kiddo.
Yeah.
So had I not done that, I'm imagining if we had this conversation and someone made that connection for me, and all of a sudden I realized, oh my God, I can't be comfortable not being okay because I was really unsafe as a kid.
Because it was unsafe, yeah.
It'd feel a little bit like Pandora's box being like I'd be probably trying pretty hard to, like, stuff things back in there.
Get that tape out. That big tape over.
I wouldn't even worry about it. We're just gonna
just shove it.
Yeah, like, you know how you, like, sit on a suitcase to get it shut? Yeah, things like that. So, man, this is not at all where I expected this to go, but it makes total sense.
Yeah. And I think, mine is less around safety and more around, but again, back to these core wounds, right? My understanding growing up was that I had to be perfect, right?
Yeah.
I had to be perfect, and because I couldn't be my brother, right? And I couldn't be a boy, that I had to be perfect at everything, right? So for me, I think that's where a lot of the idea that I had to be okay all the time came from.
Interesting.
Because if I'm not okay, I'm not perfect, and that gives people reason not to like me. And that's not a safety thing. That's like a self-worth.
Yeah.
Well, and it's all a little on the safety level, right?
Sure.
Maslow's hierarchy, but for me, it was it was more around my worth as a person.
Yeah.
not my safety, that I had to be okay because I had to be perfect or I was not worth anything.
Yeah.
Because there's always someone better than me. So my only chance of even getting close to that is being perfect, right? Yeah. Which meant you had to be okay. I couldn't not be okay because where does that leave me?
Oh, man.
Yeah.
I could see that too, almost forcing you in the position. Not only did you always have to be okay, but if someone wasn't, you had to make
everyone.
Yeah, yep. Wow, yeah.
And hello, my name is Susan. It's nice to meet you.
Just so you know,
figured it out.
We shook hands just now. Not pretend, like for real.
I mean, I truly, 100%.
Yeah.
That's where it stems from for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just had a thought. Okay, you know how I have my like mental health measures I love to talk about. It's like my favorite thing. I am wondering if there are certain practices or exercises that you can do to almost start the therapeutic process. Like, okay, so follow me around the room here. You're gonna garden. I love gardening. I love it so much. But you have like a really terrible plot of land. So the first thing you got to do is like pull up like all the rocks and the dirt.
Right.
And I think like that process, I think there are some exercises that you can do to almost like start that process, like start breaking that dirt down.
Oh.
And I am wondering if like, you know, this would be like maybe the tool that you don't keep in the front of your chest, but like you use for like time with your therapist or something like that.
Oh, yeah.
Is just posing the question, am I comfortable not being okay?
Right.
If I'm not, let's talk about it. And like, so I think we should like look at building like that kind of tool set too.
Yeah.
Because this could be, I think that could really help people, because sometimes you don't even know where to start when it comes to therapy.
And this actually reminded me of my therapist, and I think loosely where we started with this was, for me, it didn't start with like learning how to sit with not being okay.
Yeah.
It started with learning how to sit with doing nothing.
Oh, wow.
Not being perfect, not fixing anything, not doing anything for anyone. Learn how to just sit.
Wow.
Right? Mm-hmm. Like, I had to do that step. Learn how to just not be productive and know that for you, that is good and needed and
valuable.
And valuable. Right? It's productive to not be productive, okay? And bless my therapist's heart. She's like, okay, let's pick a Saturday. You're not going to do anything. And I said, bless your little heart, therapist. No, a full day? I don't think so. So we started with smaller amounts of time, right? I gave her 4 hours. I said, okay, normally I do these 5 things before noon. Yeah. I will not get off the couch before noon. Right?
I love this.
So sometimes it's again, I think with work with a therapist, right?
Yes.
But not even having to jump all the way into I have to sit with not being okay.
Yeah.
Right? Sometimes it can be I just have to sit.
Mm-hmm.
I just have to learn how to sit.
Yeah.
Let's start there.
Yeah. And not take your self-worth in production.
Right.
Yeah.
So now I have to learn how to sit, right? Then I have to learn how to sit and be okay with sitting.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And this slowly ever evolving into, I would say it's just been probably the last 6 months that I've really started like thinking and focusing on it's okay to even not be okay.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I can feel these things and that's okay.
Yeah.
Nothing has to happen. It's part of life. And I can see it and feel it and be it and I can share it.
Yes.
And not feel shamed by it.
Yeah.
Right? And just letting the world know that today sucks.
Yeah.
So, hey.
Hey. I think too, when you say it that way, I'm really loving this because I could see how advice that we have given could sound like we're trying to, like when we say process those emotions.
Oh, yeah.
It's probably a really important distinction for us to say that processing them doesn't make them go away and then everything's perfect again.
No.
And I could see how advice that we'd given prior may sound like that.
Yeah.
And we should clarify that's not at all what we mean. Like processing does not mean that event didn't happen. It doesn't mean that it's any less of a part of you. It is just part of that human experience. And when you process, you will find you are comfortable not being comfortable.
Yeah. And I don't know why, but we always come back to open wounds, right?
Oh, yeah.
When I talk about processing, right? I'm not talking about healing your wound. Yeah. I'm talking about cleaning it out.
I love that.
Let's just get the dirty infection out so that this even has a chance to heal.
I love that.
And scar. So you're right. I think when we're saying process, and I'm so glad we're clarifying this, that to us, I think, we're not telling you that you need to clean, heal, get a beautiful scar or not, put that stuff. No. Yeah. When we're saying processes, just start by being willing to clean some of this out, right? Yeah. A lot of us just wrap it up and we don't have an open wound. Well, you do.
You do.
It's infected. Mm-hmm. It's festering.
And don't worry, it's going to come out in ways you don't want to.
Not only in your womb, but like other places in your body, right? Yeah. If we're being literal with this.
Yeah.
But it's true. Yeah. So when we're saying process, unwrap it, okay?
Yeah.
Let's clean it out.
Yeah.
Let's get some Bactine.
The kind of like
soap is like water.
Is Bactine the one that like takes the pain away too, right? Bactine is a magical thing.
That's the one I made you use on your toe that one time.
I now keep it in the house all the time. I didn't even know it existed.
You're welcome.
I thought you just poured alcohol on things and that's how you took care of it.
I guess.
No, guys, there's another option. It's much better. You know what I love about the analogy of like having a cut and processing is like cleaning out infection is what you can do for someone. Like you can guide them, but you can't, like I can't get into your body and make the cells talk to each other to heal it, right?
That's actually really beautiful. I know,
but I can help you unwrap it.
You're right. You can't like make my skin grow back together. Only I can.
It's true.
But you can help me unwrap it and clean it out.
Yes, I can.
You can squirt Bactine in there.
And I will be you got to be gentle and kind in that, and it's going to go so far.
Oh.
But it is really sweet, and that I think is why it's okay to not be okay, right? Because we can't heal that wound right away. It is what it is. But processing can make the healing go so much better. Right. So much better.
Because at least I can say, I've got an open wound.
Yeah.
I'm cleaning it out, but I do have an open wound. Yeah. Instead of wrapping it up thinking, no one can see this. No one can know I'm hurt. I just got to cover it all up and keep going, and no one can ever know anything. Yeah. Right?
Yeah.
No, I can say, dude, I got a cut on my arm. I'm okay.
Yeah.
Like, I'm all right. I'll be fine.
Yeah.
And I will get through this, and I don't need anything from you. Yeah. Or, hey, I do actually, could you help me clean this out?
Yeah, help me change the Band-Aid.
Could you just help me change the Band-Aid? Yeah. This is in a really weird position.
Yeah.
Right? Whatever it is you need when you're not okay, feel free to ask for.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
But sometimes it is just, I've got this cut.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right now.
Yeah. And it's kind of like, if you're, what I love about, if you're comfortable enough to say that you're not okay.
Yeah.
It helps me know if you have a cut on your arm, we're not going to go swimming that day. I think we're almost speaking like too analogy-y now, but like.
But also we are going swimming today. Okay?
100%.
Okay.
Okay. But so if you come to me, you're like, I'm not okay, and I say, tell me more about that, and you tell me like, someone really hurt your feelings earlier.
Yeah.
Blah blah blah. I know that like, I can just be more sensitive that day. You know what I mean? Like, I can.
Yes.
It gives me the opportunity to like, I don't know, find you your favorite candy or make sure
to do something kind. I love
anything to ease the way. You know?
I would hope it also lets you, or whoever you're talking to, know. You can tell me when you got a cut.
Absolutely.
Right. I'm a safe person.
Yes.
You don't have to be fake with me.
Yeah.
I accept your wounds.
Yep. Yeah. I love that.
Yeah. Exactly.
Cuts happen.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
Yeah, they do.
In fact, I cut myself shaving, and I was so sad because I'm like,
I hate that.
It's only gonna sting for like a second, but I'm like, because now the pool is open, like.
Just for a second, but.
Yeah, we were in yesterday, so it's totally fine. But I was like, of course, the day the pool opens, I'm like, oh, Annie.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, cuts totally happen, and I love the idea of communicating where you are with other people.
Yes.
And the opportunity to have, like, people can process with you and help clean it out.
Yeah. Yes.
It's beautiful.
And I think something practical, and not if you're a celebrity.
Yeah.
But if you're a normal person with normal people on your social media.
Okay, yeah.
I think sometimes that can be a good place to practice this, because I don't think it's true, like I said, if you're a celebrity and the whole world is at you.
Okay.
But if you just got like your aunt and your best friend and that, that one lady neighbor down the street that loves you and they're all on your Facebook, you could say, I'm not, today sucked. And I did. I posted, right, on social media, and it was just this kind of outpouring of love.
Oh.
So if that can, maybe depending on your social media status, be a safe place to kind of practice.
Yeah. Putting
that out there.
Oh yeah.
Of like, and seeing that people are not going to be like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Right? They're just going to be like, that sucks. I'm thinking of you.
Oh.
And because it's a little bit step removed, hopefully you don't feel like you have to do anything.
I think you're right. It's where, my technicality would be, it's where social media falls on your social mapping.
Ding.
Yeah,
yes,
yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
Because I think you're 100% right. And it is sweet that people, like, even if they just, like, send a little like or, like, something like that is
the
really...
little care emoji that's on Facebook. And have you seen...
Oh, no,
you're not on
Facebook.
They added a care emoji to Facebook.
I actually love that. What is it?
It's like a little hug.
Oh.
Heart. It's a hug and a heart, I think. It's
cute. I love that. I love that.
Yeah.
That's really sweet. They should probably put that on, like, Zoom. The emojis I'm now familiar with are just the ones on texting.
Oh, yeah.
Which I learned how to make stickers, and that's changing my life. Oh my
God. Wait till you get a sticker from Annie on your phone, man.
Holy cow.
Yeah. It's a lot.
Yeah.
It's a lot of amazingness is what it is.
Mm-hmm. Wow, man. And we wanted to say thank you for joining us today.
Yeah. In whatever mood you're in today.
If you're in a Franny mood.
If you're in a Franny mood, that's all right.
That's
okay.
You'll hear it.
But do be gentle with yourself.
Yeah.
If you're not okay today, that's okay.
Yeah.
If you're not okay every day all the time, let's get some help and support in as well, right? It's all on a spectrum. Thank you for joining and for listening again, and hopefully something resonated with you. Like I said, if it hit a little deeper, like we talked about, you might want to look into maybe revisiting a therapist or diving into this with your current therapist.
Love it.
If it didn't hit that hard, that's fine too. Maybe you can take some little beautiful gems from today.
I love it. Yep.
But whether you're okay or not okay today, that's okay.
I am so grateful you joined us. Yes, I am grateful. I think this was a really fun and interesting tool to explore.
It always goes somewhere we're not expecting.
Yeah.
Yes, I think it's a good one. Hopefully you can put it in your tool belt or bucket or bandolier, basket, whatever you got.
Oh, a basket.
Stick it in
That's
there.
pretty cute, actually. I like that
and
a lot.
if you have questions about it, let us know.
Yeah.
If something didn't make sense or you want a little more info on something, please reach out. 2friends1chat@gmail.com. No.
Two friends not
one chat at gmail.com.
And then our website, which you can just find our email on too, is just
twofriends1chat.com.
Yep. And I'm trying to think of any other big highlights.
Just look for the Patreons coming, I think.
Yep, Patreon's
coming. We're going to have some bonus episode
Heck
stuff. Yeah. Just, the store's going to be up. Just get in now before we explode, okay? Just get in now.
We're like the next big thing.
Shit's cut out to go down.
Oh my God, that's so awesome.
I love it.
Well, we're going to go enjoy some time together.
Yep.
More of the two friends part. So thank you for listening, and we hope it supports you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay. Bye.